Hello, I'm Billy. I've been a relay worker in Swansea University in South Wales. When you start relay, they tell you you learn about the grace of God and how that impacts all aspects of your life. And for me, I've really seen that in my own life. It's been a real privilege throughout my relay year to see that impact the lives of students around me as well. And in particular, one student who I've worked with throughout the past year doing relay. This student was a third year student, and he had recently come to the Lord the summer before I started relay. And when I started relay in September, I met with him to ask if he wanted to do a one-to-one Bible study with me on a regular basis. To which he told me that he's no longer walking with the Lord, and he doesn't get the whole Christianity thing, and he can't do it anymore because he wasn't from a Christian family and didn't understand how that life would fit in with his new Christian life. He then said he didn't want to read the Bible with me, and kind of cut contact. But this guy ended up living with Christian students who'd met in the previous year, and just by pure coincidence in his mind, we ended up bumping into each other on campus or being at similar social gatherings, which was wonderful because we got to care about each other still. And I was able to check in on areas of his life where he once shared that he wanted to find out who he was and go on this identity journey. And he wanted to be authentic to himself, which he thought he was doing, and he was doing well in that journey. But still, slowly but surely, the Lord was chipping away at his heart, because he then had questions raised about this faith he once had, and he would ask me when we bumped into each other, or he would ask his Christian housemates. And over the course of my relay year, we got to see each other on campus. We got to go for coffees. We even started playing chess together, and he taught me how to play chess. And we'd regularly hang out, and we'd exchange chess tips and Christian tips, and advice on the questions he had. And he really wanted to figure out how can you do this Christian thing without doubting that Jesus is who he says he is. And through exploration of Bible reliability and the evidence for Jesus' resurrection, he discovered that Jesus is who he says he is, and that he did die for him, and he did rise for him, and he can know him and love him because of what he's done. And so towards the end of my relay year, he gave his life to the Lord, and he has been weekly meeting with me, and we've been reading the Bible since then. And he's been figuring out his identity and standing firm in what he now knows as truth. It's been a real privilege to be able to just walk life with him, and really share my life with him, and see that grace unfold in his life. Towards the end of my relay year, we studied Colossians, and this guy who really struggled with identity, and especially his identity as a Christian, was able to look at this quite closely in Colossians. And when we came across the chunk which talks about being rooted and established in faith, and he really wanted this to be something that he really worked on. So the summer that was ahead of him, he was heading home and was really worried about how he deals with going home and facing the challenges that he once faced when he turned away. But he's really seeking to pursue the Lord. He's seeking to do all that he can to remain rooted and established and built up in faith, and remain steadfast. All these things that he's learning and exploring and seeing that the Bible speaks so clearly into, he's really trying to figure that out. So something to pray for is that he remains in that, and he remains stable and steadfast in the faith, as he reads and is commanded, and as he wants to do as well.